we've got our tier list here. We've got the levels 1 through 50, okay? We're going to do a tier list. We're going to make a lot of people mad. We're going to make a lot of people mad. I need a reaction from you guys in the chat. I need a reaction in the comments below. I need you guys to react to this. I need you to be angry at me. This needs to be my most disliked video on YouTube because I am so passionate about zones. I really think that zones make a game. I'm hugely into that. I think that class mechanics, raids, and zones are the biggest, most important things about MMOs outside of like the community, okay? Here we go. Here we go. You guys ready? You guys ready? Okay, let's start. We're going to start from the beginning and we're going to work our way through, okay? So I don't know why these are out of order. They weren't out of order before. This is going to make me mad, but it's okay. We're just going to find it, okay? Here we go. Ready? Here we go. Levels 1 to 50 zones, in my opinion. Start disliking, unsub to my stream right now, unfollow me. I want to see my follower count just dive, okay? Here we go. Let's start with the Shire, okay? Let's start with the Shire. Now, the Shire is a fantastic zone. I'm all about the lore of the Shire. I loved the Shire, and here's the deal why. I know that the quests in the Shire were not necessarily, like a lot of people meme on the quests in the Shire, but here's the thing. The Shire's quests are so, boring is the wrong word. They're supposed to be, in my opinion, they're supposed to make you feel like you're just a character in the Shire. You're a bounder. You're a mail delivery man. You're going to build fireworks. Here's the thing about the Shire. The Shire represents, to me, the journey of the 4 hobbits that were in the Fellowship, okay? Because they started out not even really wanting to leave, and then they were only going to go to like Bree and only go to Rivendell. And the Shire, as the zone in LOTRO, has a great way of progressing you through the story to the point where you leave the Shire because it's all about being in. Now, you guys are telling me here that you don't like it. You guys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The ambiance, the lore, the ability to go visit, by the way, the ability to go visit Tolkien's actual pub, like the pub that he went to in real life and meet C.S. Lewis, go to the Rabbit Room. That's an S tier zone, you guys. That is an absolutely S tier zone. Everybody's saying C or B, F. The Shire isn't very interesting, but it's very lore accurate. It is extremely interesting. It is beautiful. The theme is perfect. The music is amazing. I'm sorry, you guys. You're wrong. How many viewers did I lose? Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, let's go to the next one. Now, the next one is Ered Luis, the starting zone for the unfollowed bad streamer. Dude, do it, please. I have the crappiest takes of all time. That's my job. Okay, Ered Luis. Listen, Ered Luis is the worst zone in the 1 to 50 game by far. It is the worst zone. It is awful. It's bland. It's boring. There's nothing interesting about it. Thorin's Hall is uninspired. This is not a good zone. It is an awful zone. I don't have F here, but if I did, I'd put it in F. This is a low D tier zone. I'm sorry. I know Evendim may have something. It may have something, but it really doesn't though, because you have Rivendell. Like if you want to talk about an elf area that actually works, this is a Southside D tier zone. I'm sorry, you know it, I know it, everybody knows it. It's just reality, okay? I'm sorry. It's a terrible zone. If you hate me for it, you hate me for it. It's garbage zone. It's terrible. And I got killed by a Veilfly on Treebeard in 2 hits in Ered Luis, which makes it a garbage zone. And it is the worst starter zone. It's okay. It's okay. Now the rest of them, we got us S tier, we've got a D tier to start with, okay? So now the rest of them, let's move through it, okay? The next one we got is Bree. Bree is the next, and what we're doing with Bree is we're taking the town of Bree and the area around outside of the Barrow Downs and the Old Forest. I think that those are like their own type of zone. They're very significant. They look really cool. And so Bree is gonna be outside the Barrow Downs. Now Bree, I think, is a fantastic zone. I think it's a great zone. I think it's the reason a lot of people hang out in Bree is because it has one of the best town experiences out there. I really do. I think that Bree, the prancing pony, it's where you first meet Gandalf, first meet Aragorn. It's a really great spot. It's where the MMO comes together at first, which I think is really significant. And I think everybody remembers Bree. And I think it's a really great one. I think there's a reason it's a social hub. I think the questing around Bree is pretty fun too. It's really chill. It's a great zone. I think that the questing in the outside lands, I don't have anything in the questing from like around surrounding Bree that like really stands out to me. Nothing in there goes like, okay, this is phenomenal. But this is a really, really high tier A. And it may be low S tier. Like Bree it's somewhere here. I'm gonna put it here because we don't have anything in A yet, but I may move it, okay? I might move it, but I really do love Bree. I think it's a great zone. I think they did a great job with it. I think Bree land around it could do a little bit better questing. Nothing really stands out in that questing zone, but hey, it's still really, really good. Now let's move to Barrow Downs. Now Barrow Downs is really, really cool. And Barrow Downs has to, in my opinion, has to be called a good zone. One, because it transitions from the transition between Bree land questing to Barrow Downs questing. Barrow Downs questing is hard. Like, it gets really difficult. This is a difficult zone. And I think that that's really important, right? Because as you go through it, it's pretty easy mode until you go to Barrow Downs. It has your first, I think it has your first big dungeon. It's got your first little delves that you can go into where it's like actually really difficult. Your first like signature enemy areas. I think that the Old Forest is fantastic lore-wise. I think before it was a little too hard, but now it's great. And then it's got Tom Bombadil's house. I mean, it's really, really good. I would say that the Barrow Downs, including the Old Forest, including Tom Bombadil's house, is going to be right underneath Bree for me. I think this is, again, an A-tier zone. It's great. It's really, really fun. It's awesome, okay? So that's what I think. What do you guys think? DeCorp says old school Barrow Downs was A, instance version is C. Okay, I got you. Let's see. Box of Nothing says Bree has the best frame rate drops this side of Minas Tirith. Gotta be worth something. And it's the only other place besides Minas Tirith that you get to layer. And it's awesome, man. I love it. Bree is S tier. Bree is S tier. Bree is a B tier. We got you guys in the middle there. Okay. Let's move on. Okay, so the next zone that we're going to do is Lone Lands West. This is the Forsaken Inn. This is Weathertop. This is that little goblin area. Capto D says, "What's up, Brian? What's up, Caps? We're doing a little tier list. We're doing a little tier list today on the zones that I've gone through so far. You guys can do this, by the way, on Tier Maker. Be sure to send me your responses on Twitter. I'd love to see them. I'll feature them here on the stream if you guys want. But here we go. So Lone Lands West, this is the Forsaken Inn. This is Weathertop. Now, coming back into this game, this was a C tier zone for me. When I remembering, I did do the Forsaken Inn instance. Okay. Now here's the deal. I thought this was a great zone because Weathertop is really cool. I thought that the Forsaken Inn was interesting. I never really liked the Forsaken Inn back when I played in the day, just because it's just so many quests and there's just so much running, and it's really not like, I don't love desert zones, so I would normally put this at a C tier. However, the Lone Lands instance, the Forsaken Inn instance, fantastic. I mean, that is one of the best instances I've ever done in any game ever. It was so good. It was creative. It was difficult. The end boss was hard. If they would have put like one or two more bosses in it, it would have been a perfect dungeon. But like the floor traps that kill you if you stand on them, you've got like the doors that are actually like little riddles and stuff like. It was so crazy good that it moves it up an entire tier for sure. I think Lone Lands West is a very respectable B. I don't love the questing. I'm still not a big fan of it. But I really, really did like that instance, and I thought it made it a really good zone. I would recommend anybody that has not done that one, you gotta go do it, okay? Let's go over to Lone Lands East. All right, we're gonna take a little journey over to the Eastern Lone Lands, okay? So, Eastern Lone Lands are very, very interesting to me because they suck. The Eastern Lone Lands are an awful zone. Now listen, you get to meet Radagast, which brings a little bit of a redemption arc, but for the most part, it was too long. Lone Lands, there's a reason I separated them, because I think Lone Lands should have just been two different zones. You should have had a Lone Lands that would have had Weathertop in that area, and then you should have the other one, which is, oh, Lazy Arno, subscriber. Thank you so much. Thank you. Me talking bad about the Lone Lands made Lazy subscribe. You see how that worked? But I think this is where they earned the reputation of it being the long lands. I think it was way too long. I don't think they should have had this one. I think they should have made it another zone, give it a little bit more of a different feel. Lone Lands, not as bad as Ered Luis, but really sits at about a D tier for me. Lone Lands East Side. Tell me what you guys think. Did I just talk too much crap about did I talk crap about someone's favorite zone? Okay, let's keep on going. The next zone that we are going to be going through is North Downs. Radagast deserved more. He's almost like the Blue Wizards, just barely there. I agree with that, man. Only Lazy says he's only slightly crying over the Lone Lands. I'm so sorry, man. I gotta be honest. I gotta be real. All right, North Downs to me. Now, I am a personal fan of North Downs, and let me tell you why. It's a lot has to do with nostalgia. So you gotta take that into account with this one. But I love North Downs because this is where my old kinship, we were called the Sons of Gondor. We would hang out in the North Downs and help newer players with their quests. Then this is where we would gather for like kin events. So it has a lot of nostalgia for me. However, I will admit that the North Downs, especially like on the Fornost side, is not super nice. I don't love that side, but I really do love this zone. I do personally. It was a big thing to come back to the North Downs for me, and I've got to give North Downs, I know some of you guys may not like me, but it's an A tier zone for me. It's an A tier zone. A lot of you guys say it's the worst zone. Listen, for me, it's an A tier zone. I like this one. Again, nostalgia factor, y'all. It's important to me. This is a nostalgia factor for me. Okay, so the next one that we're going to do, tell me if you hate me, tell me if you love me, unfollow me, I don't care. North Downs have the same problems as the Lone Lands. You spend too much time there. I can see that. I can see that. Yeah. You know what, though? Now that you say it, not that anybody has convinced me. Not that anybody's convinced me, but I think I might put it down to B tier for me over Lone Lands West, just because when I think about the questing around the area, you're right, there's a lot of questing. There's a lot of questing, but it's got the nostalgia factor for me, okay? Okay, but it's gonna be a B tier. It's gonna be a B tier. Lazy Arno, thank you for gifting 5 tier 1 subs. That is so kind of you. Look at that. Oh my goodness, 57 out of 75. I'm gonna have to go buy that Gandalf costume soon. Thank you so much, Lazy. That was really, really kind of you. 5 community subs, huge. Boom, thank you so much. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going, y'all. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're going to the Trollshaws. We are going to the Trollshaws. Now, I want to showcase to you guys real quick. The Trollshaws is it's going to be separate from Rivendell. Rivendell is its own zone here, okay? And I want to talk to you guys about the Trollshaws. The Trollshaws is not a fun zone. It's not good. To me, it does not have the open air feel of LOTRO. I don't feel like the Trollshaws did a great job of creating a great atmosphere, right? Like when you look at Forochel, like something like this is amazing. This is so beautiful. It's absolutely wonderful, right? And so I think that the Trollshaws, when I played them through, I just didn't have a great experience there. I think some of the quests are interesting, but for me, it's a C tier. It is a C tier. Lazy says, wait, I needed to be number 1. Hey, come on, be number 1. You should be using your musters to visit the places as you introduce them. I don't think I can muster into the Trollshaws, though. Lazy, with one more gifted tier 1 sub, is now number 1 in the stream chat. Thank you so much, Lazy. I appreciate that a ton. That's really, really kind of you. Okay, now let's move on to Rivendell. Rivendell is a great zone. Rivendell is a great zone. It is incredible. It's a fantastic zone. I think Rivendell plays the part of what Rivendell is supposed to be. The music is fantastic. The vistas are wonderful. You get to meet so many cool characters. To be honest with you, sometimes I don't know. Yeah, you guys, the Resting Bird gifted 5 tier 1 subs. Thank you so much. We're getting so close. We're getting 5 tier 1 subs. Holy cow. I love you guys. You guys are so kind. Thank you. Rivendell, you guys are fight. I don't mind if you guys fight, please, but I'm gonna have to buy that Gandalf costume soon, okay? But Rivendell to me is so much fun. I think it's a great zone. There's one zone that is better than Rivendell, and I'm gonna talk about it in a little bit. You guys may know what it is, but you may not. And so Rivendell, S tier zone. I think that is, I don't know, to me, to be honest with you, I get why Bree is so important, but the Rivendell, I don't understand. I don't understand why more people don't just hang out there. I think it's beautiful. I think it's got great quests. I think it's really, really good. S tier for Rivendell. What do you think? Rivendell F? Did Corpse and Lazy say F? Get out of my chat. I'm going to ban you. No way. You guys are crazy. You guys are crazy. I hate going back to Elrond 500 times. I'm sorry, Vaniel, you hate going back to one of the most important characters of Middle-earth. I'm sorry that you have to talk to one of the best players in the game. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry that you have to talk to one of the best characters of the Legendary and so much. It's just awful for you, Van. I mean, I'm going to be crying for you, bro. I'll be praying for you. Thank you for showing passion for this game, Resting. I appreciate your passion for me. Thank you. Thanks for the gifted subs. That means a ton. Okay, all right. Did you say you don't want Angmar to be S tier? You just wait around. Okay, so let's get to Evendim. Guys, let's get to Evendim. Lake Ever Swim is a garbage zone. No, I'm just kidding. It's not a garbage zone. Evendim is a great zone. I love Evendim. I think it's really, really beautiful. Getting to actually quest with the Rangers, I think it fulfills it fulfills a fantasy that so many people have, being able to quest with the Rangers, and it's a really cool thing. I thought that the storylines were great. Evendim also has the Tomb of Elendil, which is huge. Lazy, thank you for another tier 1 sub. If you guys want to keep on fighting, I don't mind. But Evendim is a fantastic, fantastic zone. Now is Evendim an S tier zone? By itself, okay? By itself, Rivendell or Evendim is an A+ tier zone. It is. It's a very good zone. It's a very good zone. But then there was this little quest called the J.R.R. Tolkien questline. There was a little quest called the J.R.R. Tolkien questline. And that brings it up to an S tier for me. Because being able to hang out with Tolkien, being able to collect the first page of Fellowship of the Ring, being able to meet his dog, being able to go talk to C.S. Lewis, it makes it an S tier zone. The lake is incredible. Lake Everswim. It is, you should, as a player at some point, have to swim through Everswim. You should have to swim through Everswim. Absolutely. You should have to go from one side to the complete other. Just experience it, because before there weren't any boats in the game. There were no boats in the game. And you know what? I got to be honest with you. It was kind of better that way. There were no fast traveling across 15 years ago. You had to jump in the lake, swim to the other side. It was, and now that it's got boats, I'm giving it S tier, okay? Oh, man. Okay, here we go. Lazy says, I think Rivendell is an F since I've seen the whole game and there is better places. I'm sure there's better places, but I'm saying in the first 50 levels. Okay? All right, let's move on. Let's go to the Misty Mountains. Far over the Misty Mountains cold. Incredible zone. I really, really love Misty Mountains. I was surprised by this zone. Let me be honest with you. I was very surprised by this zone. This zone, when I went in, I was just expecting kind of a snowy mountain zone, which was good. But you know what? I got to be honest with you. When the blizzards came through, when I visited Goblin Town, Misty Mountains made me go, wow, this is a really good zone. Now, where does it fall for me? I think it sits right between Bree and the Barrow Downs. I think it was a really good zone. I thought it was really fun. And I thought the story in the Misty Mountains was really great as well. I really, really enjoyed that one. Misty Mountains, fantastic zone. But yeah, I thought that was good. What did you guys think? Misty is a scam, waste of time. The raids are good. Come on, Lazy, come on. You have the most controversial opinions here, and I'm supposed to be the streamer. I love it. The link doesn't work. Let me get you guys a new Discord link. Hold on one moment. Sorry that does not work. Let me invite people. Let's copy this one. Let's get you guys in here. There you go. There's the new Discord. Sorry about that, guys. I got to update that link, okay? Did I find... Oh, yes, and Lazy Arno, I did find Gollum's Cave in Goblin Town. I had a great time there. That was really cool. I thought that being a part of the Misty Mountains, fantastic zone. Really, really well done. Super, super cool. So, great job with Misty Mountains. Okay, we've only got 2 more, y'all. We've only got 2 more. Can you guess which one of these is going to be S? One of these, Forochel, and you're right, I missed the H in this one, but Forochel and Angmar. One of these is going to be an S tier zone, and the other one is going to be an A tier zone. I will tell you. Okay? Forochel is a fantastic zone. I'm in it right now, and I love it. I think it's beautiful. I think that Forochel is a fantastic zone, okay? Forochel brings to mind the idea of being in a snowy land, being in the north, being in Norway. This is a great, great zone. I think it's a great zone. I really do. Now, as I've played it, I don't think that it quite lives up to the book hype yet. At least from a 0 to 50 level thing. I haven't seen a lot of things that really draw me to the Lord of the Rings in Forochel. And that's where the problem is for me. I am a lore nerd. And so while I think Forochel is beautiful, I think it reminds me of Norway. I'm not playing Norway of the Rings online. I'm playing Lord of the Rings online. I love this one. Forochel is going to be a B right above North Downs, which means in the S tier of the highest level is Angmar. If you guys think that I'm wrong, you're wrong. Angmar is the best zone 0 to 50, especially for someone who has played this game before. It hits lore on the head. It is fantastic. It is a gross zone. So many people say this, they're like, it's a gross zone. You know what about the gross zone? It's supposed to be a gross zone. That is the lore of the game. It is supposed to be bland. Not supposed to be bland. It is supposed to be dark. It is supposed to be evil. It is creepy AF, as Box says, and I totally agree. Angmar is absolute top S tier because of how it treats the books. It is a fantastic zone. Not only is it a fantastic zone, you have Karn Doom. You can go sit on the Witch King's throne. You have the Rift of Nurz Gazu, the best raid that I ever did. I'm serious. I loved the Rift of Nurz Gazu, and I am literally questing through Forochel right now so that I can go back to Angmar and hit 50 there. That's where I'm going to hit 50 because I love that zone so much. I think it's fantastic. I think it's creepy. It's dark. It has the Nazgul. You have to deal with these people that are like broken down because it used to be this great kingdom of Gondor and then it was taken over, or kingdom of Arnor, taken over by the Witch King. It was ultimate end tier zone. It was the end tier zone whenever it was 0 to 50, and it's fantastic. It is a fantastic. Now, again, I've only done 0 to 50, but this is my tier list. I love doing these. These are so much fun. I want to hear what you guys think. Best zone of the game is Angmar. Worst zone of the game, for sure, Ered Luis. The runner-up, of course, is the Shire and Rivendell for me. I love those zones, but Angmar absolutely takes the cake. It is fantastic. I love your guys' comments, but thank you for letting me rate all of the zones. This has been an absolute blast. Hey, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave it a like. It's totally free to do. Subscribe if you want to see more. And as always, I'm live on Twitch over at twitch.tv/BrightLifeCommunity. We're a community of positive and uplifting gamers. Come find a friend to raid with, grab loot with, and just enjoy life together with. Hope you have an awesome day. Be blessed, and you are so loved and so valuable.